morning. This is Dawn on VOS TV. My name is Dan Nessie Isimeka. It's another lovely day, a new week and a new day, the 19th day of April, a beautiful Monday right here. A lot of things happening over the weekend. My name is Dan Nessie Isimeka, and with me on Dawn on VOS TV this morning is Shuyi Ayodele as usual. Good morning, Shuyi.
Good morning, Dan.
It's good to have you here again.
Same here.
A lot of
your weekend.
My weekend was quite interesting.
Great.
Yeah, let's leave my weekend out of it for now. But we have three newspapers with us. We're looking at the headlines making the national dailies. As usual, we'll start off with the Tribune, go to the Vanguard, and then touch down on the Daily Trust. Now, if you're looking at the screamer on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, PDP, others mount pressure on Buhari to sack Pantami. That is Dr. Issa Pantami for digital economy. And the rider to that, the DSS should investigate him, PDP adds. Another rider, Middle Belt Forum wants him to resign. And Pantami should not succumb to blackmail, says Murich. Details of that on page 3. Now let's looking at what is bringing Dr. Issa Pantami to the front pages of our national dailies this morning. It's something that I don't even know how to start to talk about it. So it's good we have you here. How do we go about Dr. Issa Pantami's issue this morning now?
Issa Pantami his case is not it's not new, and it's not something that is not expected.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it has to do with his opinions about terrorism and the rest, and his alleged connection with all those Akeldal and all those stuffs. But do you blame Patani or Patami or whatever? Do you blame him in the first instance? Before someone is appointed as a minister or even a special assistant or advisor to the president or to anybody in this country, what are we supposed to do? There's a body saddled with the responsibility of profiling every individual that is coming into government office. So why are you blaming this man? What about the DSS that gave him a clean bill of health? Because based on that clean bill of health, that's why the Senate, the National Assembly, summoned him to interview him, and then they found him appointable, and then the president appointed him. Yeah. So you have to start from that. At what point in time did we compromise that process? Yes, the man has come out to say everything I said it when I was young and everything. Money shows the night. Yeah, you could look at me telling us, look, let me tell you something. Since 2015, when this present administration came on board till now, you know how the number of people we've lost to banditry, to insurgency, to all these religious fanatics and the rest, especially Boko Haram and the rest. Yeah. And everything this guy said in those audio and visual tapes that are going around, all of them point to the fact that he was in support of the activities of those guys. Then. Yes, everybody has a past. But at this level, for him, in the first instance, if we had done the right thing, if we had profiled this guy properly, he shouldn't even be occupying that position in the first instance. That's number one. 2, now that this thing has come out, the normal thing you will expect a honorable person who said that, I've changed over the, okay, fine, let me atone for my sins of the past. You throw in the towel, you resign, and you leave. Ade Osho, the former minister of finance, so that this issue, because she didn't serve and everything, everybody screamed at every time. The honorable thing the woman did was, she tendered a letter of resignation and she moved on with her life. Now, you need to wait for the opposition PDP or Middle Belt or Southwest or IPOB or everybody to tell you that you should leave this government? Does President Buhari need anybody to tell him that you should sack this guy on the spot? But look at what it has come to. Look at the last item there. They've already politicized the whole thing. They brought in religious sentiments and everything. And Murik is saying it shouldn't, but it's an attack on the Muslim and the rest. So it comes to one thing, that this country will have a long way to go. Our processes, the institutions that we put in place that are supposed to get things right, they won't do the right thing. So, do you know how many Patami are in government? that you don't even, yeah. Because this idea of, even when you get to the Senate, people will call me, you have, because he was a former senator, he was a former member of House of Reps, take a bow and leave. Even the one that they screened, that all of us concluded that this guy performed woefully, they still appointed them. The former acting chairman of EFCC, Mago, how many times was he rejected by the Senate? He acted until the appointing authority felt that, okay, maybe he has offended somebody that he shouldn't have offended. That's why they used him out. Your Chief Justice of the Federation, simple question that you ask even a Part 3 law student in the Faculty of Law that should know what technicalities are in judiciary or in the judicial system. He was talking about driving an aeroplane and the mechanical makeup of an aeroplane. And yet today is still the Chief Justice of the Federation. So you have issues like that. It's not only Issa Pantami that you are talking. There are thousands and thousands of Pantami occupying positions that in the first instance they are not even supposed to go there. So it's sad, it's unfortunate, but this is Nigeria for you. That's what the best we can always get at any point in time.
At any point in time. Let's quickly move over now to the Vanguard from the Nigerian Tribune. The screamer you find on the Vanguard is on insecurity matters. WIC rejects Ebubeagwu, asks Southeast governors to fortify ESN, that's the Eastern Security Network. And Southeast governors Ohanaeze, right after that, Southeast governors Ohanaeze, others compiling names of IPOB members, ESN operatives to hand over to military, says IPOB. That's the WIC. This might be sounding new to a lot of people. That's the World Igbo Congress, right? Coming together now, saying they reject the Ebubeagwu, which is the security network the Southeastern governors actually launched about a week ago.
Yeah. Again, we are back to the Southeast. And I can recall that we did mention it last week. Yeah. That the greatest problem of the Southeast, so to say, is the kind of republican nature that they have there, the kind of acephalous society where nobody wants to succumb to the authority of another. Like we rightly said, who is WIC, World Igbo Congress? When did they come up? The only thing we've been hearing about the voice, I mean the body that speaks for the entire Southeast has been Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Yeah. So where are these people coming from? And then we are talking about Eastern Security Network, established by a prescribed body, IPOB. And then you are coming back to say the ones, who are the elected representatives of the Southeasterners? It's their governors. The governors of the 5 states in the Southeast came together and said, okay, enough of all this insecurity. We want to establish a security network that will cut across the entire region. And they established Ebubeagwu. And then all of a sudden, a week, almost over a week after the whole thing, somebody coming out as World Igbo Congress saying, who are these World Igbo Congress? Where is the Congress? Who elected you? Who are you representing? Who are you speaking for? And this is exactly the problem. Look, let's get this thing straight. Like I said the other time, any day, any time, my sympathy is with the Southeast, especially when it comes to the way that region has been marginalized. But the region needs to come together on its own, put its house in order, and come out with one voice. Look, fun. And one of the people say that if the presidency should come down south, that is if the 2 big political parties, APC and PDP, should agree that say, okay, the presidency should go down south, it will be fair, it will be just, it will be normal, it will be proper to give it to the Southeast. But with this kind of confusion going on in the Southeast, who do you even call to say, speak for the Southeast? Who do you even call to say, give us a candidate? Who do you call to say, okay, this thing is coming to your own way? How do you go about it? You have today, you have IPOB. Tomorrow, you have Mazop. You have Ohanaeze. You have more. This kind of confusion going on there. Can these people just sit down for once and agree that this is what we want and this is what we're going to go about it? Give us a definite body that can speak for the people. I mean, okay, how do we now fight for this? Who are we fighting for now? Who do we talk to now? If you are told all of us come together, let's say south, southwest, and we agree that, okay, it should go to the Southeast, who do we negotiate with? Who do we sit down with in the Southeast to say, let's negotiate?
And if this doesn't work now, the writer as well says Ohanaeze warns against military deployment to the Southeast, and the Anglican bishops are saying there's increasing insecurity in the Southeast, and this is unsettling.
Look, let me tell you something. whether they like it or not, as long as you have this kind of confusion going on there's no way the military will not come in. If Ebubeagul is operating, and then ESN is running a parallel security like this, at the time we call that they will clash. After all, when they started Mazab was doing well. They formed a kind of a breakaway, IPOB, and we saw what happened between the two groups now. So there's one way we will now sit down and allow a kind of a state of anarchy to reign supreme in the South. The military will come in. If you don't want the military, can you please do the right thing? If you don't want a police state in your region, can you sit down and give us a peaceful home? That's exactly the question we are asking. I mean, our demand on the table. The Southeast is becoming a problem to itself, and it's unfortunate.
Now let's move over now to the bottom part of the Vanguard newspaper. Alleged printing of 60 billion naira. The APC and PDP governors at war over Obaseki's claim. Right after that, Obaseki is wrong. APC governors insist, says his accusation unfortunate, urge CBN's Emefiele not to be distracted. And the PDP's rider goes, leave Obaseki alone. The PDP governors warn the federal government and APC governors. This is over the 60 billion naira which Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State said the CBN actually printed for the federal government to share to states. And the governor of the central bank, interestingly, has come out and he didn't really address, or he didn't really hit the nail on the head as people wanted, as regarding the issue of the printing of 60 billion naira.
Look, Dan, it's very funny what is going on there. Look at the APC, PDP governors at war. This same Obaseki by July last year was in APC.
APC, yeah.
Now, I got an interesting news item yesterday from River State Governor Wike. He attended the naming ceremony or baby dedication of the Owosu in Abuja. Rocha Sokoro. Then while addressing the journalists,
he said something about if Rochas was the governor.
Leave Obaseki alone.
Okay, yes.
CBN governor, come out clean. Tell us, did you print money or not? Simple. Obaseki made this allegation over a week ago. If I were the CBN governor or the Minister of Finance, Budget and whatever, I would sit down and say, okay, for the month of January, we even talk about March again. I will start from December. For the month of December, this is how much we earn. This is how much we shared among the 3 tiers of government. For the month of January, this is how much we earn. For the month of February, and then March. And then you call this guy out as a liar. You've not done that. Then you are not playing politics. It's not PDP versus Now, the truth of the matter is this, or the question we should ask is this. When you go to the market to buy a bag of rice, the seller asks you, where's your PDP or APC card? We are all suffering this thing, and these jokers are busy playing politics with our entire life. It's unfortunate. Obaseki, look, Wike said something. He said, Obaseki was with these people. Obaseki knows them in and out, so he won't come out if they didn't print money to say, they printed money to support this thing. And whether you like it or not, whatever Emefiele, subject that Emefiele's interview or whatever to any semantic analysis, any theory you want to use, the man clearly, the message he put across was that we printed money. He was just trying to use...
But he didn't say it directly.
He was using euphemism, he was just trying to... we are all students of language and communications. Can we just get the tape and sit down and begin to do clause by clause analysis of what he said, and then we'll come to that conclusion that we printed money, and that is exactly the challenge that Wike has thrown. Enough of this rigmarole, enough of this noise and the rest. Tell us, we didn't print money. This is how we generated the money that we shared. How we printed money, then we move on. It's not issue of PDP and APC, leave Obaseki alone. And the man responded. Obaseki responded. Yes. It was on Friday, virtually all the newspaper made it, the cover story. Say, look, please stop this financial rascality. Face the reality. Don't toy with the lives of the people. Don't toy with the economy. And look at it, what is coming. What is the inflation rate? It has gone to 18.7. Yeah. So who is lying? And this guy is an expert, like we said the other time when we were discussing it. So the federal government or CBN governor or the minister in charge of finance and everything, all they need to do is just sit down and then put the figures on the table with evidence. It's not the issue of PDP versus
APC. Well, as it progresses, definitely, hopefully, maybe the governor of Central Bank will come out and address the issue again, and the Minister of Budget and National Planning would talk on this. But let's move on to the Daily Trust now. Look at what we have. The screamer here, quite interesting, based on terrorism financing. Dozens arrested in nationwide crackdown. Right after that, BDC, that's Bureau of Change Operators, gold dealers, others netted in. Billions trapped. More businessmen marked for arrest, and the military personnel affected as well. And the final rider, union calls for speedy investigation. This is coming a couple of weeks after, I think it was initially Daily Trust made a publication about a couple of Nigerians arrested and tried in the Middle East for the same terrorism financing issue as well.
Yeah, we honestly, and to be very sincere, you don't need anybody to tell us that there are some guys behind this whole problem that we are facing, especially about terrorism.
Yes.
Terrorism thrives when it is oiled financially by interested parties. And it's not a surprise. Personally, it's not a surprise to me that what we call Bureau de Change
operators,
gold dealers and the rest. It's just in Zamfara, in Zamfara State today. The major crisis in Zamfara is as a result of the gold that they are mining there. And who are the people mining it? The governor came out, everybody there came out and said, look, these guys are well armed. They will come in, do whatever they want to do, and then an helicopter will come and lift them and leave. You don't bring an helicopter to that kind of a place with Naira and Kobo. It's good money. So it's not a surprise. The only thing that is a little bit shocking to me is the fact that it's taking us this long to detect this thing. What does the government do? What are the security agencies rather? What are they doing? You know these individuals. You know that this thing cannot continue if people are not giving them money, if people are not giving them support. It's not today that a lot of long 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that look, we saw helicopters dropping food supplies in Sambisa forest. And you can't fly anything, helicopter, aeroplane, or whatever in this country without the authority concerned knowing.
Yes.
And nobody came out to deny that. We've had cases where people were arrested, terrorists were arrested, taken to police station or military, then another will come from above and they will be released. The worst part of it was the people that were even arrested that confessed to killing and they laid down their hands, and then you put them in a cozy environment, you fed them very well, you say they are changing their orientation, they are sending them abroad to go home. These are people that confessed to they've killed countless number of Nigerians. So it's left for the government. And let me tell you this. You know, Chief Dan Nwanyang issued a statement, I think on Saturday. He said, on Friday, he said, come, defend yourself. Nigerians should defend themselves. It's coming to that. On Saturday in Ibadan, the streets of Ibadan locked down by people that were clamoring for a different nation from Nigeria. You watched the video? Yeah. You saw from Ichekiri, just name it. The entire police went to Mapoho to go and seal up the place. The people were not interested in Mapoho. They were on the streets. And the irony of it, the beauty of it all was that nobody objected to their coming together. So it is now left for the government of the present administration to sit down and say, how do you want history to record your stay in office? Like former British Prime Minister said, I've not become the Prime Minister of Britain to preside over the liquidation of British Empire. Is Buhari interested in the liquidation of this country? If not, government should do something about this. Now, all these people arrested. Yes. This is just more or less speculative because you are not even mentioning their names. Yes. And these are big guys. And I can tell you, within by 2-3 days, they are off the hook.
Yeah, because now, from reports now, their family members are coming out to defend them. And a couple of people don't even have trust in the fact that people were arrested relating to terrorism financing because they don't see a possible end or a solution out of this arrest that has been made.
That is the same thing we are saying. How many people have you even arrested in the past? What happens to, how do you even investigate? We've been talking about our processes. These people will be, okay, we arrested which day? Today, or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Before you go to arrest somebody, especially for a crime as huge, as big as terrorism, you must have done your homework very well. So what we expect is that immediately you are picking up these guys, you are taking them to court, and then they are before a judge to answer for their crimes. But now you arrest somebody, you will still keep him, and then you come to court and say, okay, investigation is still ongoing.
Still ongoing.
Loud. Who does that? How do you get a result? So why would the family members not come out to say, oh, it's not true? Our relations are not involved in this kind of a thing. Because the process is even lopsided. You don't even get it straight. How do you go after it? Because whether you carry the gun to shoot, or you give money to somebody to go and carry the gun, you are committing the same offense.
It's conspiracy.
It's conspiracy. Terrorism is terrorism. Whether you are the one doing the actual throwing of the bomb, or you are the one supplying the bomb, you are aiding and abetting it. It's the same thing. So before the security agencies came to their conclusion that so and so persons were involved, they must have done their auditions. Then what is delayed? So you are talking about crackdown. Then when are they going to face trial?
Well, let's take one more story from the Daily Trust now. The bottom, traffickers excrete 191 pellets of cocaine, heroin at the Lagos airport.
It's more than 191. I see this word, one individual.
One individual.
Excreted. There's another guy. One was coming in from Brazil. This
other
one wanted to go out. It's not my daily now. Yeah, it's, I mean, the drugs are on the streets.
Yes.
In any case, drugs on the
But
streets.
to think that they will still go through,
No. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
There is no justification for this because we were debating this. So a couple of friends yesterday, hey, the economic crunch and everything. Why are you? I asked the guy, why did you not swallow cocaine and go to the airport and fly out? There's no justification for it. The first thing you look at is the level of greed. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to ride the best. And then two, our value system has collapsed. You are done easy now. You drive in the SUV to the village. The whole village will come together, come, begin to clap. Your mates that don't have it, nobody queries you, nobody asks you, nobody interrogates you to say, okay, how did you come about the money to get this kind of flashy car? Everybody wants to celebrate. Oh, you've arrived. Danesi has arrived. He has made it. And that's exactly. We are in unnecessary competition. So once you see your neighbor with fine car, you want to get it. He lives in the duplex, you want to build something bigger. And that's why all these guys, because there's no justification for it. They are talking about economic crunch, economic situation, and the rest. Is that a justification for you to? Do you know what this one?
191.
How do you even swallow that? And you are comfortable, and you came into the country, and they put you to go through the scanning process, and the guy walked there confidently. Or is it that somebody has assured, quote and unquote, that his sessions see nothing? You get what I mean?
Yes.
Or whatever. It's unfortunate, and incidentally, the guys involved are from the same region. It's a terrible thing. But the only thing is that these 191 pellets. What do we do to them? I hope they won't find through the back door
A way out
to the streets.
Oh well, it's been an interesting conversation. I wish we could have taken one more story from the Daily Trust, but that's much we can take this morning on Dawn on VOS TV. It's been the newspaper reviews with Shuyi Ayodele from the Nigerian Tribune. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOS TV News and also follow us across social media platforms. Till the next time on Dawn on VOS TV, my name is Dan Nessie Isimeka. Good morning.